Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss. This video is brought to you by Pluto TV, the free streaming platform offering free movies and shows that are 100% free 100% of the time. And this is a breakdown of the trailer of the season finale of House of the Dragon, an episode that we know will be called The Black Queen. What climactic confrontations from the book will this series defy the continuity of the book to leap to? What new fetishes will Lair Strong dare us to kink shame? Let's go through this trailer frame by frame to find out. The trailer opens with Rhaenys on Dragonback flying across the sea to Dragonstone on her dragon Melis, right after escaping the dragon pit in episode 9. Melis is described in the text as having scarlet wings and pink scales. She looks desaturated and gray here, but in some frames when the light catches the wings just right, they do look more pink. Rhaenys going straight to Rhaenyra to warn her was Alicent and Otto's biggest fear, and by locking up Rhaenys last episode and insisting the coronation be held in the dragon pit to symbolically adorn Aegon II with as much Targaryen history as possible, directly led to Rhaenys humiliating them like this. Rhaenys says,
"Greens are coming for you, Rhaenyra, and for your children."
Rhaenys is still in her Dragon Rider armor. She wasted no time to get to them. Daemon holds his sword Dark Sister, and Rhaenyra holds her stomach containing their third kid who will be named Visenya. Visenya is named after Aegon the Conqueror's sister wife Visenya, the original wielder of Dark Sister. So in a way, Daemon and Rhaenyra are both wielding the same ancestor's memory. Both Daemon and Rhaenyra are wearing black, already wearing the colors of their faction as a member of the Blacks. But contextually, they might just be wearing this color to mourn King Viserys, and they're adopting this color to mark themselves as the heirs best trying to honor Viserys' legacy. Various other shots of Dragonstone, whereas episode 9 focused on the Greens faction, the finale will focus on the Blacks faction. Inside the Great Hall of Dragonstone, you can see the fires burning beneath the painted table. Later in the trailer, we see their purpose to illuminate from beneath the dragon glass so that the map of Westeros is revealed. This was the true original design of the painted table based on George R. R. Martin's text, whereas the version we see in the Game of Thrones series had more of an engraved and painted design. But like Aegon the Conqueror's dagger, the true imprint was hidden beneath the surface by pyromancers and revealed by fire. We get a great look at this painted table overhead, and this shot reveals just the northern half of the Westeros continent. We see King's Landing at the far right of the frame, and then slightly north of that, the God's Eye Lake and Harrenhal and the Riverlands, as well as the Vale of Arryn and the Eyrie, and then the Twins, and then to the far north, White Harbor and Winterfell, and then to the left of that, even further north, not illuminated, is the Wall. A shot shows Aemond removing his eye patch. Now beneath that eye patch, in his eye socket, will be a bright blue sapphire. The opening credits imagery of episode 9 already hinted at this, with Aemond's bloodline dial, his sigil, being a sapphire. A lord pushes Rhaenyra to lay siege to the Red Keep. He's joined by Maester Gerardus and a few knights of the King's Guard who must have defected. Sir Eric will be among them, and at the end there is Sir Stefan Darklyn. He's the King's Guard who announced Rhaenyra and Daemon's arrival in episode 8, where most of the other King's Guard completely stiffed them. From another end of the painted table, we see Jace and Luke and Baela and Rhaena offering their services. Jace and Luke wearing crimson and black, of course their house colors. Baela and Rhaena also wearing these colors. A close-up shows a gloved hand gripping a sword. I assume this is either Jace or Luke, but then in the rain, we see Luke running toward his dragon RX. I love these two wasting no time to run up and greet each other. A shot a few moments later actually shows Luke flying on this relatively smaller dragon through a storm. Another shot shows lightning illuminating Vhagar outside the walls of Storm's End, showing just how massive the dragon is, even larger than the castle itself. Now I've been pointing out in my breakdowns throughout the season all the references to Storm's End and the recent desire for the Greens to appeal to Boris Baratheon at Storm's End, a lord who would be more sympathetic to whatever side Rhaenys would be on, since his father Boremund Baratheon asked for her favor during the tourney in episode 1 and has long considered Rhaenys the rightful ruler of Westeros. I don't really want to say too much about what's going to happen here. It is just going to be a huge moment, and despite what you may have heard or read in the book, I do suspect that this sequence will go down different. The writers of this series throwing a curveball at people who know the book history.
Get about the curveball, Ricky. Give him a heater.
Pluto TV has on-demand and linear channels curated by real people who select the movies and channels you love. Some of your favorite binge-worthy shows and movies have their own channels that you can watch 24/7. Comedy, drama, sci-fi, horror, and for House of the Dragon fans, plenty of fantasy. They've got it all, and it's all free. Head to pluto.tv to check it all out. Sir Eric presents Viserys' crown to Rhaenyra. In the book, it's Sir Stefan Darklyn who steals the crown, but it looks like they're going to give the honor to a different King's Guard. Then there is a huge dragon eye with Daemon reflected in it. This is part of an interesting moment. This dragon is Vermithor, the dragon of King Jaehaerys. That was Viserys' grandfather, the predecessor, whom we started the season with at the Great Council of 101. Vermithor is the third biggest dragon on record, right after Balerion the Black Dread, who's now deceased, and the current largest dragon, Vhagar. That is Aemond's dragon. So Daemon trying to sing Valerian to Vermithor to endear himself is a pretty daring move, and a surprising one. Vermithor made his lair in the caverns of the Dragonmont. That's where we saw Daemon spelunking at the beginning of episode 8, and where he found 3 new eggs laid by Syrax. Now in the text, Vermithor is approached out of a need by the Blacks to increase their Dragon Rider numbers, but he actually gets mounted by a blacksmith's bastard named Hugh Hammer. Yes, it does sound like the name of a male porn star, but just be grateful we don't get another character named Aemond, Agar, Agan, Damon, Vaben, Laban, David. It's all the same. Now, I would hope that we get Hugh Hammer on a series. Not sure though if it is now Damon that's approaching this dragon. Also not sure what it tells us that Damon would be singing to Vermithor when he already has a dragon Caraxes. Or does he still have that dragon here? A little later, a wide shot shows Vermithor breathing fire all over the cavern as Damon stands before him completely unfazed. In a wide shot of Dragonstone, we see 3 dragons departing, Cyrax and Caraxes, but then another one in the background that is either Vermax or Arax, maybe Melis, probably not Bela's Dragon Moon Dancer because at this point it's no larger than a horse. This could be part of Rhaenyra's campaign to return to King's Landing on Dragonback as she promised Alicent she would at the end of episode 8. On the Dragonstone Bridge where Otto and Rhaenyra confronted Daemon and Mysaria in episode 2, the characters meet again but on different sides slightly. Rhaenyra is now siding with Daemon, reading a letter brought to her by Otto, and you can see Rhaenyra is crowned with Viserys' crown at this point, so I assume that crowning will happen early on in the finale. Daemon unsheathes Dark Sister as 3 Kingsguard flank him, meaning they're gonna pick off 3 of the 7 Kingsguard. Meanwhile, behind Otto is Maester Orwyle, and it looks like 1 other Kingsguard, which would mean the 3 remaining Kingsguard, including Sir Criston Cole, stay behind with Aegon II and Alicent in King's Landing. We end on a shot of Vhagar in the rainstorm, his mouth snapping shut over 2 massive fire-breathing holes. I'm so excited for this sequence because using rain and lightning is a long-proven cinematic go-to to help make nighttime battles and nighttime monster sequences look more vivid. Because yeah, obviously these series have run into a bit of trouble shooting scenes at nighttime, like in episode 6 of House of the Dragon and in the Game of Thrones season 8 episode The Long Night, but both of those were devoid of precipitation. Would have really benefited from having it rain during them, because having it rain during these kind of scenes just goes such a long way. Like think in Peter Jackson's The Two Towers, the Helm's Deep battle, it looked amazing because of the rain. It allowed all the surfaces to reflect light better and just make all the swords and helmets and axes and arrows and orcs and elves and everything look more visible. Same for Steven Spielberg's shots in Jurassic Park's most famous scene. All that rain helped cover the visual imperfections on the T-Rex and make it look far more lifelike as its rain-soaked reptilian skin reflected the lightning. Often when you watch movies and TV shows where characters are walking down streets or on pavement, those streets are often wet, hosed down by the production crew just before they start rolling. Just when surfaces are wet like that, it just shows up better on film. And it looks like it's gonna be the same thing for Vhagar here. With the rain and the lightning, we're gonna be able to see everything and it's gonna look incredible. But again, the question left for the book readers is, will the battles that we know are coming in this finale go the same way when it comes to the fates of these characters? Like, why is Daemon greeting Vermithor? This series has already diverged from the book with Rhaenys's escape from the Dragon Pit, Sir Harold still being alive at this point, the fact that Aegon's dream is in the dagger and is motivating these characters, the fact that Helena seems to be a dreamer, and the fact that Laenor is still alive, making his dragon, Sea Smoke, still a wild card who could affect everything. So yeah, there are many ways all of this could go. And thanks again to Pluto TV for sponsoring this video. Pluto TV offers live channels and on-demand blockbuster movies. Stream now, pay never. Let me know what you're most excited to see in this finale episode. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.